Imagine being thrown on the scrap heap in the prime of your life. Well, every year in Australia, thousands upon thousands of dogs are put down for no other reason than their owners simply don't want them anymore. But one man is offering them new hope, putting to use their superhuman senses in jobs we could never do. I've been travelling the country with Steve Austin, who must be Australia's most dedicated dog lover, rescuing talented canines from death row and giving them a new lease on life. If you believe the old adage that teaching old dogs new tricks is a waste of time, you're in for a surprise. Just after dawn in the far northwest of Australia, a highly trained Springer Spaniel named Sally is on the tail of a very damaging predator. She's not after a dingo, but an even bigger menace. A feral cat.
So right now she's in search mode.
She's in search mode? Yeah.
Yep.
Professional dog trainer Steve Austin has taught Sally to single out the smell of these wild cats from the vast array of animal scents in the Kimberley.
You can see now she's changed her behaviour.
Yep.
Her whole body language changed and she's gone straight in a line. So that's on that line where that feral cat has probably walked.
She's picked up the scent.
She's picked up the scent right now. Yep.
Suddenly, the target's in sight, and Sally becomes a cat-seeking missile.
Got it, Sally! Go, 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 go!
So she's straight up the tree.
Yeah, he's up there somewhere.
Right here, Steve.
Looking straight down at us.
Looking straight at you and I. If he jumps on you, Michael, I'm out of here, all right? It's every man for himself.
This wildlife ranger on 4 legs is a stunning success. Around the country, there are millions of feral cats. They look like your average moggy, but they kill dozens of native mammals every night. And this one's not going quietly.
Go, go, Sally, go!
He gets away, and Sally's on her tail again.
It's laid up here somewhere. It's been in this
Here we go.
grass.
She got it again. Over here.
Yeah, got it, good girl.
Go, Sally!
Over the
There
tree.
it is, there it is, there it is. Up the tree, good. Good girl, Sally.
But as you'll see, Sally's job still isn't over. This chase has a long way to go.
This cat, I tell you.
Well, it's got 9 lives, Michael.
Sally's just one of a mighty squad of clever dogs with jobs around Australia, in airports, prisons and military bases. But here's the thing, these aren't the pick of the litter, bred for success. Steve rescues most of them from death row.
One of the most fulfilling things I can do is to get a dog from a pound or an unwanted animal. You know, no one wants him, and to develop that attitude and that drive into a really great dog.
You love your dogs, don't you?
Love them to death.
Steve, what are we looking for?
Well, Michael, we're looking for good outgoing dogs. Dogs that have got a lot of drive.
Today, he's looking for recruits at an animal hospital in Melbourne.
The fact that this little guy, what's his name, Marley, little labby here, she wants to come up and have a bit of a chew on the ball. She gets a bit interested, and his little tail's wagging. It's nice and keen. So he's certainly the candidate.
Right.
What about Douglas? Hello, Douglas. He belongs on a 14-year-old little girl's bed, I think, Douglas.
Yeah.
Look at him. Can you just see him sitting there?
Yeah.
Outgoing, happy soul.
There are too many to choose from, and the sad truth is that being unwanted leads to around 100,000 dogs being put down every year.
I tend to think if I can get 2 or 3, that's 2 or 3 that are not going to be put to sleep.
Must be hard though, you're leaving a lot behind, aren't you?
Yep.
It's that natural sort of feeling to want to grab them all and take them.
Yeah, but my wife would kill me, mate.
Exactly.
Tennis balls are great.
Out of all these dogs, Steve chooses 2 for auditions. First, there's Marley, the Labrador.
What's he saying?
He's saying, Take me home, Steve. Let's do some work.
And there's a German Shepherd Labrador cross.
Come on, Jack.
Immediately, Steve finds what he calls a play drive. No matter what, no matter how he's distracted, Jack has to get that ball.
That's out I want to see.
So this dog's well on his way already.
I'm excited, Mike. I'm really excited. He's a good boy. Yeah. Good job. What's this? Jack and Marley.
A few days later, they arrive at Steve's kennels in Sydney.
Okay, mate, let's see what you're made of, eh?
Marley was given up because his owners moved house. And Jack, because he destroyed any backyard he was put in. The training he needed when he was younger is about to start.
Good boy. Once they get that training and that discipline and that control and that right attitude on our part, we don't have bad dogs. We have a lot of bad owners, but not too many bad dogs.
If you've been to Tasmania lately, you'll have been met by Steve's great detector dogs. They sniff out prohibited goods for the quarantine service. If Kimberly sits, you know someone's in trouble.
Yeah, okay, so you've got some cucumbers, yeah? Yeah, okay, mangoes is a really high risk fruit, so that's because there could be fruit fly in these.
Next morning, Kimberly's on the job again in Devonport, sniffing the hundreds of arriving vehicles.
You had any foodstuffs in here?
So this is the peeling.
Yeah, it's wrapped
It's all
in
wrapped up.
newspaper.
Steve likes to point out that this hound from the pound was a bargain at $250.
Yes, good job.
If that one quarantine dog saves one piece of material coming in, that dog is worth billions of dollars. Not millions, billions. If foot and mouth gets into this country, we're in big trouble.
Thank you.
Kimberly's handler, Rhonda Hall, remembers finding her at the RSPCA.
She had, half an hour to live.
She had half an hour to live when you found her.
Yep.
We all hear about that story, oh, my dog's okay, he's gone to a farm. Well, mate, there's no farms. That's Disneyland stuff. The farm is usually death. And let's be really brutally honest, it's death and thrown on a landfill. That's where the dogs end up. And no one wants to see that.
Speak. Speak. Good. Look left. Good. Look right. Good girl. You had enough? Down. And look sad. Down, Steve. Look sad.
Some dogs get a real lucky break. Tally went from being a pound underdog to a TV star, thanks to another very talented dog trainer, Sharon Holden.
And action!
Get it, Tuck. Get it. Get it.
So has anyone seen one of those new beach cricket balls you can get with a case of 4X Gold? I got one. Really? Marlon, can't wait to see it.
Well, that's the worst case of ball tampering I've ever seen.
I actually suspect that she was a Christmas puppy. Unfortunately, novelty.
given up.
The novelty wore off. And working in the industry, being an animal trainer, I definitely wanted to get a dog that I could work with and maybe get into the film industry. A week later, she was in a movie with Olivia Newton-John, so she was just a natural from the beginning.
Instant stardom.
Absolutely, yeah. Bang! Good girl.
You shot the dog.
I did.
Back in the Kimberley, the long chase for the feral cat continues, and Sally, the Springer Spaniel, has it cornered up another tree.
I don't think it's going to run next time too far. Well, give us a leg up someone, will you? That's it.
The dog's done her job, so Steve Austin volunteers to finish the job.
Come on, mate, come on. Let's go, come on. Let's go, come on.
Now, it might seem all too much effort to catch a humble tabby, but there's method in the madness.
Oh, there it goes. Come on, go, Sally, go.
Once the cat's in the bag, we learned why Sally's job is so vital. She was trained for the Australian Wildlife Conservancy, a non-profit group that set up a network of wildlife sanctuaries around the country, covering 2.5 million hectares. Conservation manager Dr. Sarah Legg says getting rid of feral cats is top of her to-do list.
If you think across Australia, we estimate there's a minimum of 12 million cats. Say they're each eating 5 native animals a day, just to be conservative. That means you're talking about 60 million native animals every day eaten by feral cats.
That is incredible,
It's a phenomenal number.
By now, cat lovers will be wondering what happens next. Mostly, they're put down. But this one's lucky. He'll be set free with a radio collar for research until Sally tracks it again.
Marley, fine.
Now back to those dogs Steve found at the pound a few months back in Melbourne. Marley is training to save the Murray River turtle. If he can find turtle eggs on the riverbank before the foxes do, they can be incubated and released. And remember Jack? Well, he's being trained on a specially built scent wall, and if he passes, he'll go to the army as an explosives dog.
Hole number 1, a bit of toothpaste. Hole number 2, a dirty sock. But in hole number 6 is our explosives. Now, what Jack's got to do for me is leave and not respond to any of the non-target odours, and he has to find the explosive. Find it, Ben. Come on, find it, Ben. Find it.
It turns out Jack's one of the best detector dogs Steve's ever found. He passed his first test like a champion. His reward? A tennis ball.
Good boy. Yeah.
You're really proud of your
of
your dogs, your graduates.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good boy, Jack. I like to inspire people to give their dog a bit of time, a bit of effort, and you'll have a changed dog. And if you get the right advice, you'll get that dog changed in just a matter of weeks. Don't give up on your dog, please.
Hello, I'm Sarah Abo. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our Extra Minutes segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au and the 9Now app.